Namaste everyone and welcome. I'd like to take a few minutes to just talk to you a little bit about the Wesak Festival. The Wesak Festival, as you can see in this image here, the Wesak Festival commemorates the birth, the enlightenment, and the passing on to the higher planes of the Lord Buddha. Now, you say, why is that important? A lot of you have joined us for the full moon meditations throughout the years, and we always emphasize the fact that during the full moon, it could be a time of opportunity or a time of crisis, depending on which side of the fence you are. So, for a person who's not on the spiritual path, with so much energy pouring into the earth, it stirs things up. So, you heard of people that work in the hospitals where there's a lot more stuff going on in the emergency room, a lot of accident, a lot of people being stabbed. At the same time, you notice there are a lot of children being born, and so on. So there's a lot of activity, lots of energy. So for the ordinary person who's not on the spiritual path, it's a time of crisis when things get really magnified. Now, for a person on the spiritual path, it is a time of great opportunity. So during the full moon, with so much energy coming in, we meditate together, we purify our system, our chakras, disintegrate negative thoughts, and so on and so on. And we also use that energy to bless our projects. Now, of all the full moons in the year, the most powerful one, the very peak, is this one, called the Wesak Festival. Now, I'd just like to let you realize that, it's one of those opportunities that we as humanity have to really bring that spiritual energy down and bless Mother Earth. So I'd like you to just set aside that time so that you can really join us in meditation. And the interesting part is this. You notice that when you meditate at home by yourself, right, there's lots of energy. When you meditate in a group, you notice it's stronger, right? So essentially, if you have a clairvoyant look, when you're meditating by yourself, the amount of energy coming down on your spiritual pipeline or your spiritual cord, is a lot. When you meditate together as a group, it's just like everybody's spiritual cord with so much energy coming out has a tendency to kind of work as one big pipe, so more energy comes down. So there's a cumulative as well as compounding effect. So we highly encourage you at that time of the full moon of May, which is May 5, and all of you have received this in the email or in the mail, to meditate together with us. Now, here's the interesting part. Not only are we the one meditating, you talk about millions of people all over the world are meditating at this exact same moment, all right? So, it's an opportunity for us to really flush out a lot of stuff. Some of you are going through a lot of emotional issues or difficulties, releasing anger, resentment, addictions, whatever. It's like instead of being under a little shower, you're under a tremendous waterfall, like Niagara Falls. It's so much energy coming down. So it's an opportunity for you to really get rid of stuff out of your system. We get together, we can use it to, as a group, bless our projects. You know what I mean? So it's really something for you to think about. Gather your friends and loved ones to set aside the time to really meditate together. Anyway, we will be streaming it on the video live, and that way you can just press play on your computer. We'll all meditate together. Now, one thing though, if you can, try to join us here in Southern California. We're going to be in a big room. We'll probably be anywhere from 300 people or so. At least that's what we're trying to accommodate for. And as a group, when you're physically here, we start out the day with Om Mani Padme Hum. That's the class. If you haven't taken it, it's a workshop where we talk about the sacred mantra of Om Mani Padme Hum. And we do meditation. So all of that will be preparation. Preparation to flush stuff out, increase our spiritual connection. And then when we go to that evening where the actual Wesak festival happens, we're going to be sitting around in a particular sacred geometry shape, so that when the energy comes in, it goes to a particular pattern entering our system, and then we use it to bless Mother Earth. Okay? So if you can join us, it'd be a great opportunity. That's in Southern California in Fullerton, which is a 15-20 minute drive from Disneyland, the happiest place on earth. So I hope you can join us. A few more things. A lot of times you hear of 2012 and all the predictions about the world's going to end and all these things, right? So let me just address that quickly and tie it in with this Wesak festival. Some of you remember the story in the Bible where about Sodom and Gomorrah. Remember Lot was talking to God. God said, if you can give me, if I remember, 50 good people, I'll spare the cities. He couldn't find 50, right? He says, okay, 10, negotiating, 10. Couldn't find 10. So finally God said, one, if you can give me one good person who will spare the city, guess what? Couldn't find any, so that's why the cities were destroyed. Now, how does it tie into this? It's something like this. You know, I remember Message talk about this. On the flip side of that is, that means if there was one good person, God would spare it. If there were 10, hey, higher probability. With 50 or more, even better. So this is what Message calls the principle of ensoulment. With more people meditating and being, quote unquote, more spiritually connected people, right? Righteous, good people, more energy comes in through us, gets grounded into the earth. So when that happens, whatever stuff is supposed to happen in the future, with God's blessing and mercy, can be either averted or postponed. In plain English, we can have all the predictions in the world, right? It could happen, it could not happen, but as we do our spiritual practice and meditation, we are actually generating good karma, anchoring these spiritual energies in the earth to hopefully enough of these blessings come in that a lot of these calamities that could happen or that might happen will be averted or postponed. In other words, instead of sitting there and complaining and being pessimistic, we're doing something about it. And what other opportunity to have than the Wesak Festival when millions of people are meditating? So all we do is we meditate together, set the intention, and use that energy to bless Mother Earth, bless our loved ones, our friends, our projects. You know, a lot of you have things that you want to be successful in, your career, your relationship, your spiritual practice, whatever. Everything that needs success, that need to be successful needs energy. And what more of a particular time like this when energy is pouring down, clear our system, you know, clear our chakras, our energy body, so we'll have clarity. We also have lots of energy to be able to move forward and have a more fulfilling life. In fact, I'll end it with this. The Holy Master Dual Kul, oftentimes called the Tibetan, said something like this. He said, no cost is too great in order to be of use to the spiritual hierarchy at the time of the Wesak festival. No price too high in order to gain the spiritual illumination which can be possible. So at that time, we can all gather together, experience oneness with all, oneness with each other, and then bring this divine energy down to bless Mother Earth. All right? So I hope you can join us. Again, we're going to be here in Fullerton, California. You have the information there on the website and the flyers. I hope you can physically join us, because when we're together, you're together with like-minded people. You feel the love circulating. You feel lots of spiritual energy coming in. We'll meditate together. You feel the energy pouring down. It's a wonderful place to be. So I hope you can join us physically. For the ones who really can't, we'll be streaming it live and set aside the time. You know, it's one of those things where we set aside time for things, unfortunately, that are not important, right? A lot of times, oh, we need to set aside time to watch this TV show. We'll set aside to watch some ball game. Okay, those are nice and interesting and fun, but one day all those will disappear. But your spiritual development, that's permanently yours. So let's set aside this time, only 2-3 hours, if you're streaming with us, okay? 2-3 hours for the preparation, the meditation, and so on and so on. If you're with us, just to kind of take a look at this, Om Mani Padme Hum in daytime to prepare, as well as to learn a lot about this sacred mantra. Then we have the Wesak Festival, that's Saturday, May 5. And then on May 6, we have Inner Buddhism Revealed, where we dive in and really study the teachings of the Lord Buddha, not from the layperson's viewpoint, but more of the esoteric teachings. Esoteric teachings mean what? The inner teachings of what the Lord Buddha taught, as far as how energy affects us, how the way we deal with life is based on our perception of our connection to God, our connection to each other, how to deal with obstacles, how to be able to be successful in our lives, financially, emotionally, in our relationships, and more importantly, our relationship to God. So all that will be covered at that time. All right? So anyway, I hope that you can join us. Either way, we're very grateful for your participation in blessing our beloved Mother Earth. All right? Atma Namaste. We'll see you next time, and see you at the Wesak Festival, either physically or energetically. Okay? Namaste.